On this episode of Game Shack, it's the start of fall, and with it, AtGames is bringing us their first autumn customer appreciation weekend. I'll give you all the details coming up next. Hey everybody, it's JDV here for Evil Genius Entertainment. Welcome back into the start of a new season here in the Game Shack. Thanks to everybody who's been checking out these episodes. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and all that kind of good jazz. We are going to be coming out with new episodes for our zombie series Reanimated coming up this fall, of course, for Halloween. So be sure to keep your eyes peeped open for that. In terms of this week's news, the big news really is the fact that AtGames is coming out with their, I believe this is the third Customer Appreciation Weekend. National Owners Day is what they technically call it. I just call it Customer Appreciation Weekend because I think that's it's pretty appropriate. Anyway, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff on sale, and I'll break some of that down. They're giving away over $500,000 worth of prizes, subscriptions, things like that. Now, I'm a big fan of AtGames. I own their pinball game, and I own the first version of the ALU. Both machines would be the first two machines I would buy if I were starting an arcade. And indeed, if I could only have two machines, those would be the two machines that I would have. So all that said, what is the big deal this weekend? What are they giving away? What is happening in terms of new products and all that kind of stuff? Well, first of all, they are giving away more than $500,000 worth of products, subscriptions, and things like that. And the way you join these contests is, well, there's a bunch of different ways. It's playing the games, it's joining their Facebook groups. Go on over to their webpage to get all of the details. If you're an owner of a 1.0 version of the ALU, I think they're giving away, you're automatically entered into one of the contests just for that. Anyway, check out their webpage for all the details if you are interested in joining this $500,000 giveaway. Besides all of those cool contests, what else is going on this weekend? Well, I think the most exciting thing really is the fact that they're introducing at least 6 new products, some of which I had not even heard rumors of. I'm going to run down some of those right now. For pricing, go on over to their website. But I'll tell you right off the bat, the first product I'm going to say, a new one, is the LCD Pixelcade, and that essentially would replace your marquee with a sort of a mini television that would, flash the name of the game and all that. It looks really, really slick. And if you are interested in that product, I would definitely jump on that because from what I understand, the price of LCD screens has gone through the roof, and you should not expect this thing to go on sale, but this weekend, maybe during the Valentine's Day weekend, but that's it, because the prices for these LCDs is really gone crazy, and so you really should not expect to see a cheaper price than this $250. So if you are interested in that LCD marquee, you should jump on this weekend. They're also introducing the BitPixel HV, which is a little small version of their traditional BitPixel marquee that will fit on top of your pinball game. That looks super cool. Again, I don't tend to go in for that. I got enough things that my children can break without putting those things on my machine. But again, if you are interested in these type of products, you probably are not going to be seeing a cheaper price for these really ever. They also introduced something I didn't know was in the line, and that is the Legends Core Max. Now, I have the original mini puck myself, and that has a bunch of the games that you can get on the ALU. But the cool thing about this is this has got the hardware that is in the ALP, which is actually much more powerful than the one that's in the ALU. And so I think we're maybe gearing up to see something. No one said this, but I think that they're getting ready maybe for some a la carte type things, or at least new game packs that you'll be able to get for this. Games that require a little bit more computing firepower, a la iArcade. That remains to be seen. But anyway, this new core is a very interesting way for you to kind of jump into AtGames if you don't have room for a big machine, or just kind of want to check out the system. And that's actually what I did before I got either the ALU or the ALP, is I got that little puck thing just to check out the UI and the games list and everything like that. And it did encourage me to go ahead and get those other products. So that is one thing that is very interesting, particularly if you don't have room for a full-size arcade machine. The two things that are really super big interest to me are that they have some new, the pricing's out now for the ALU Mini. I believe they're going to be starting to deliver the initial pre-orders of that. So if you already have your pre-order in, you should be receiving that sometime in November, so before Christmas. So that's awesome. They have a new skin on it, which is essentially the old skin from that I think looks super slick. So if you don't like the Tetris branding on that Mini, you can get a different skin on that machine, and I think that is really cool, and it looks really slick. It looks a lot cooler than I thought it would look, being that it's a smaller machine. And the thing that I'm most interested in is now the redesigned 4-player control deck that is going to be available. I think I do have a price on that. That's going to be going for $150, and that's something that I'm almost certainly going to be jumping on, because that is really, I think, a good 4-player panel on this machine. Really just, that's it, they win. I mean, you want to play Gauntlet the right way. You want to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some of these other 4-player side-scrolling games. Really, this is the machine to do it on, just because it has such a bigger screen than its competitors, and the cabinet itself is so much bigger, allowing for that 4-player control deck not to look like what the arcade one-ups are, which are just add-ons on top of a really small machine. Anyway, that's going for $150. And again, I think that is a very reasonable price for that product, especially considering everything else going on. I am definitely going to be trying to jump in on that when that becomes available, because that really is the thing that I have the most interest in. Now, saying that, if you have a version 1 of these machines, I don't know that it's going to fit in there, so you might want to check that out. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't. Now, I'm willing to do a little hacking on my machine so it doesn't bother me so much, but if you are an owner of a 1.0 version of the ALU, just double check to see. I don't know if the new design is compatible with that or not. I do know that it is a totally new design from the initial photos that were shown in terms of concept art. Most importantly, with that 4-player control deck now, is that players 1 and players 2 both have 6 buttons. That was a huge omission in their initial design, and I know I personally told them that they needed to change that, and I know a lot of other people did too. And like AtGames is really starting to get famous for, they actually listened to us. And so now when you get this 4-player deck, it will have 6 buttons for players 1 and 2. So when you're playing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, you don't have to remove the control deck to go back to the original to get the full playability out of games like that. You will be able just to keep that 4-player deck installed and get the benefits of both having 4-player and the 6 buttons for players 1 and 2. Altogether, I guess there's going to be 35 different products, both hardware, software, subscription, things like that, all of them on some sort of sale. Again, these sales aren't maybe as drastic as some of us were hoping for, and yet there are some gems. I think that $150 for the control deck is great. I think the $25 for the volumes 1 and 2, 25 each for those, that's a great deal, because those are really great tables. If you're into that LCD pixel marquee, now is the time to get it, because those prices are not going to be coming down unless some unforeseeable thing happens. So there are some good deals out there. There are some great contests. If you like AtGames, or if you've been thinking about jumping into AtGames, again, these National Owner Day weekends, there's no better time to do it than that. So anyway, I'm a big fan of their products. I'm really excited that they are doing this Customer Appreciation Weekend. I think it is super cool that they continue to innovate their products, continue to try to push the envelope in terms of what's possible. I'm really looking forward to that Volume 2 in pinball. I'm really looking forward to this 4-player controller deck. I mean, I hope that thing's awesome. I also think, I'm very curious about this mini game. The new skinning on it looks awesome. So again, if you don't have room, that'd be a product you could look at. They got subscriptions. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff in there. Something for everybody. If you're on a budget, they got the combo pack where they have the little controller and the core and all of that stuff. So even if you don't got a lot of bread, you can kind of break into this and you can jump into the leaderboards, enter these contests, and all of that kind of good stuff. So hats off to you, AtGames, and good luck to everybody this weekend trying to get these products and get into these contests. If you like this sort of content, please give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. It really does help this channel keep going. Love each other, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the Game Shack. Mwah! So the Space Invaders game is amazingly fun. Definitely worth $25 to pick up Volume 1. I haven't got Volume 2 yet, obviously, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. And I mean, if it's anything like Volume 1, you want to pick up Volume 2. Oh no. Oh no. Space Invaders, man. Super fun. There's 4 games on each pack, and all 4 games on the Volume 1 are great.
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.